Doing white florals sends me deeper and deeper into a rabbit hole. I started out by doing just white florals, a quick overview, which then led to looking into orange blossom versus neroli. And now we have to go through the different types of jasmine. Did you know that there's 3 different types of jasmine used in perfumery? So there's Jasminum grandiflorium, there's Jasminum sambac, and then Jasminum arculatum. They all belong to the same floral, like botanical family, but they have different scent profiles to them. Now, as far as things that they have in common, they have to be picked at night or at dawn because that is when their oil concentration is the highest and that is when they're going to get the best yield when they are processed. Their oil is most concentrated when they first bloom or first open, and they are night blooming plants. So they open at night, which is why they pick them in the dawn or at night. They have to be hand picked to avoid damage to the petals to help ensure that you're going to get the best quality and best scent profile from the flowers. They also have to be processed like super quickly. They lose their complexity like basically right away. They start to decay within a few hours, so speed is also super vital. They go through a multi-step extraction process with chemical solvents because they're too delicate for the distillation process, like steam distillation. So they're plucked and then they're turned into a jasmine concrete. And this is just like a yellowish brown waxy substance. And this is the first step in the solvent extraction process. They can survive for quite a long time at this stage. And this is usually how they're shipped off to other people or like master perfumers to further be turned into an absolute. The process of turning them into a concrete often involves hexane, which is the solvent that helps extract all of the chemical aroma out of the petals. And it's done at a lower heat temperature so that it doesn't destroy the quality of the fragrance. Using steam distillation would basically turn them into mush, and the heat would be so high that they would lose all of their complexity, just like completely defeating the point. Now, the concrete is usually like cleaned using ethanol or some type of alcohol to get an absolute. And when it's all said and done, it takes about 8,000 hand-picked flowers to make just 1 ml or 0.03 ounces of absolute. There's also 2 other processes that are not as common, but still used on occasion or have historically been used. Enfleurage is when the petals are basically pressed into animal fat or shea butter, and the aroma is absorbed by the fat molecules. This is like a traditional method that was used in 18th century France, and it's now only used for like small batch artisanal things or like ultra luxury perfumes. There's also CO2 extraction, which is emerging. It's starting to like come into its own, but it is expensive to acquire the equipment. It uses pressure and carbon dioxide to pull the aroma molecules without having to use chemical solvents. And it does create a greener and brighter and more pure profile that smells more like the realistic jasmine, like right off of the plant. Okay, so now for the different jasmine. Jasminum grandiflorium. It is the classic traditional European jasmine. This is what you will find in like Chanel No. 5. This is light, it's smooth, and it's softly green in its note structure. And it's also like something people would describe as luminous. Like I said, it grows from around Europe. Perfumes like Chanel No. 5 use it from flowers that are harvested in Grasse, France. And it's known for giving it that like signature warmth that exists within that perfume. And then grandiflorium, that is specifically grown in Italy, is slightly set apart because it has a bit of a like jammy, sunstruck strawberry note to it. So it's a little bit different. Then there's Jasminum sambac or Arabian jasmine. This is native to South Asia. It is described as a voluptuous, a bit exotic, if I can speak, a bit of exotic, and almost narcotic. It gives opulence to the perfume because it's a little bit thick and sultry. This jasmine has a heavy dose of indoles, so it gives it a slight animalic quality. And indoles are like kind of this leathery, honeyed, and like slightly dirty type of vibe. So it gives like this deeper, more complex, sultry take. Jasminum Sambach is heavily featured in Alien by Mugler. If you cannot choose between Jasminum Sambach and Jasminum grandiflorium, J'adore by Christian Dior actually features both of the jasmines. So you get the best of both worlds. Then there's Jasminum arculatum or Jasmine mole or Juhi. And I'll put like the names somewhere because I'm probably butchering them. This is a rare form of jasmine and it's more common in super niche or natural perfumery. This behaves different from the other jasmines in the fact that it's like earthy, a little bit herbal, and less floral. It almost has like a frankincense type of opening and then it settles into this like gardenia smelling tropical fruitiness. It's both richly balsamic, but it also has like a hay-like warmth to it. This form of jasmine is said to create a more masculine or gritty floral that gives a more realistic, like right off the plant type of vibe. If you're looking for a perfume that features this, there is a brand called Wild Veil that does a perfume called Juhi Soliflor, and this is a solid perfume that looks super interesting. And then I am going to include it, but it's not a true jasmine, but star jasmine, which is also occasionally featured in perfume. This actually belongs to a different botanical family, and I'll put like the scientific name somewhere on the screen. This is described as intoxicating, but also sweet and spicy. And in perfumery, this is sometimes synthetically manufactured or often manufactured synthetically to give it a hybrid smell between like true jasmine and gardenia.